Yom Tov. This is Good Day News. Uh, so today we're going to talk about an interesting topic. I think that it matters to. It should matter to all of us, especially people of faith. And that is, something that we experience every day. You would be surprised how many times throughout the day you do it, you think of it, or you talk about another day of the week. When you bring up these names or these titles, a lot of us don't realize what we're doing. It's funny because we like to think that we live in a society that allows you to practice your religion freely without discrimination, and whereas religion isn't really forced on you. I think today in most progressive societies there are still some struggles to shake free from the restraints of religion. But I think that as a whole, in a lot of, again, more progressive societies, a lot of civilizations, various civilizations have come very far. However, I believe that paganism is sneaky. I believe that it's still there. It's still forced on you. It's just a lot more sneaky than it's ever been. And one of those things for me when I began being observant. One of the first things I wanted to do was watch my mouth, watch the things that I say, and be more conscious of the meaning of the words that I use. And so, I don't remember what it was in particular that made me think of it. It may have been this verse in particular. In the book of Tehillim, in the book of Psalms, chapter 16, King David says, "Those who run after another god multiply their sorrows. To such gods I will not offer drink offerings of blood or take their names on my lips." And I thought that was, wow. I thought it was, not even, I won't say extreme. I just think that it was an outstanding measure. Okay, I won't, you won't catch me, in somewhere questionable offering, an offering that I shouldn't offer, or pouring out a blood libation. All right, you got me. But to go to the degree of saying I won't even mention their names on my lips, not in conversation, not in description, nothing. I will utterly erase the names of other gods from my lips. And I thought that was an outstanding measure because, again, we can go day to day. We can be talking about something. You can be talking about a holiday in particular that has nothing to do with your persuasion, and just casually mention the name of an idol or another god. And again, this is why I say idolatry or paganism is sneaky. It's in everything. It's in everything. The images that we're looking at, that we're using, can be linked back to ancient occultism. And now some of us might say, okay, you don't have to be that serious. Well, I think that's for you. What can I say? But as for me, I have the same mentality that David Melech has. Maybe I should be more careful in what I say. And so again, that led me to being critiquing more carefully the words that I use. So when you think about the days of the week, I remember thinking to myself one day in particular that you have the Gregorian calendar, if you will, and that's the standard solar calendar that most of of the world uses. I'm careful not to name the months and the days of the week and things like that according to that calendar, because it's a solar calendar. It has Roman roots. It has pagan roots. If you look up the names of these months, I'm not going to go down the list, but you're welcome to look up the name of just your average month. And see what it means. See what foreign god that month is dedicated to. And so I think we as people of faith should be more conscious, and here's exactly why. Here's a verse in particular, a popular verse that we all know and say and have heard before, or at one point or another. Tehillim, the book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 24, it says, "This is the day that Hashem has made. This is the day that Adonai has made. A day for us to rejoice and be glad." Okay, so all of us are conscious of a creator. Most of us who are people of faith are conscious of a creator. And we subscribe to the idea that our creator created the cycle of days. In fact, let's go to Bereshit, the book of Genesis, and you don't have to go very far. The first chapter. Let's look at verse 14. It says, God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs, seasons, days, and years." Okay, so here we have the celestial bodies, if you will, the heavenly bodies, the planets, the sun, stars, moon, so on and so forth. We have these, according to the Creator, dictating times, seasons, years, so on and so forth. And so we subscribe to the belief that the Creator created the days. He dictates the times, the seasons, the years, and so forth. And so here we have, according to this Gregorian calendar, it is littered with idolatry. It is littered with calling each day of the week or each month after a foreign god of some kind. And again, this is the sneakiness of paganism. If you're not careful, you're calling particular days of the week according to another god. Now, if you look up the Gregorian calendar, I guess for argument's sake, I'll state this one because it isn't. I won't say it's not that bad. It's just that I don't subscribe to the belief. So, according to the Gregorian calendar, Sunday is the first day of the week. Constantine instituted this as the venerable day of the sun, and kind of declaring it the new Sabbath, if you will. And so you have that as the first day of the week. Then you have the next day, Monday, or the moon day, the day of the moon. And so we have paganism because they worshipped these celestial bodies. And again, if you go on to the other days, you will find the meaning behind those words, and that they are other gods ultimately. So before you get up some days and you're on the phone, or you're on your way to work, or your child is doing their homework, and you say, "Oh, on such and such a day I'll take you here, or I'll take you there," or you're making plans. And all the while, you're ascribing glory to these gods. You're attributing the day to these foreign deities or alien gods. So we see that the Creator created all things. And Yeshayahu says something very interesting just to solidify the point. In Isaiah chapter 42, he says, I am Adonai, I am Hashem, I am Yud-Ke Vav-Ke. That is my name. I yield my glory to no one else, nor my praise to any idol. Okay, so Hashem sets a precedent that you can't. He's not sharing his glory with an idol. He's not sharing. Again, in chapter 44, verse 6, it says, Thus says Hashem, thus says Adonai, Israel's king and redeemer, Adonai Zveat, I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God. So when you're ascribing these days of the week to foreign gods, you're contradicting yourself, especially if you're a believer. So we should be mindful of the things that we say and ascribe the days of the week to God where they belong, and not to foreign deities. And don't feel so compelled to bend and flex just because of where you are. You don't have to go by the pagan calendar. You don't have to. Ever since I've been conscious of this, I say the first day of the week, the second day of the week, yesterday, today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day before yesterday, 3 days from now, whatever I have to do to get around taking up the name of false gods on my lips. And I encourage you to do the same. God bless you.